In today's tutorial, we will be making simple watercolor landscapes with large brushworks, big brushworks. With the bigger brushes, we can achieve larger shapes and the artwork looks bold and simplified. Hi friends, I am VanidasMangathil and let us learn watercolors together. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. You will get notified whenever I release new videos. Without further delay, let us get into the video. Since it is a practice work, I am using a sketchbook heavy cartridge pad A4 size 240 GSM from stationery brand. Okay, so we are using a big flat brush, kind of a Hake brush, uh, and we are wetting the paper, the sky area of the paper basically, with clean water. Since it is a cartridge paper, the water absorbance may be slightly different and it might dry a little fast. I'm starting with a yellow warm wash for the sky and I'm adding it more and more orangish and reddish as it goes away from the center. Big washes, and I'm not worried about the accuracy of it. Okay, so since it is a big brush, we will not get fine control of our brushworks, but that is what I'm going to practice to get better with bigger brushes. I think we all should practice to get better with bigger brushes so that our brushworks looks more bold and the shapes looks more simplified. Okay. Now this looks almost done, maybe a little bit darker washes at the bottom of it. Yeah, since it is not a proper watercolor paper, it dries sort of pretty quickly. So I'm trying to get some larger cloud shapes, and as I told, since it is a cartridge paper, it is drying fast. The edges are getting very sharp. I would be happy if the edges were little bit softer and if it was spreading, wet on wet spread was happening. But since it's a cartridge paper, it dries faster. Maybe we'll try to soften the edges later. Now the cloud shapes, I'm happy with the cloud shapes, and now I'm looking for a very simplified far end foliage kind of definition. I'm using the thin edge of the brush, okay, and I think it is reasonably okay. So let me make it little darker at some point. See, while making the shapes, we should also worry about the tones, okay, right? I think it is okay. So on the ground, I want little bit more darkness. So I am wetting the paper. I am applying clean water once more, and then applying some darker colors. Okay. So more red colors, and I also wanted some tonal variation. So I am making some brush marks. Okay, with slightly darker tones, so that the ground doesn't look very flat or a smooth gradient kind of a wash. Okay. I think that is fair enough. And there are some kind of accumulation of paint happened for the clouds. So I'm lifting those accumulated colors and refining those shapes a little bit. I think we need to now soften some of these edges. So I'm using damp brush. That means I have rinsed the brush and took out excess water. With the damp brush, I'm kind of softening the edges so that the clouds look little bit more believable. I don't want to make it very realistic, but a little bit of softening of the edges, I think, can make it look better. This looks okay. The cloud looks better now. I think. I mean, initially also I was happy, but I am just experimenting by softening the edges. Okay, we have to experiment to get better with our artworks and the skills. Okay. Now that the clouds and the ground are done, let us add some element, and I'm adding a boat here. A boat, maybe a couple of figures I might add later. Since the boat needs a little bit accuracy, since that is the major focal element, I am using a synthetic round brush. Okay, and I am trying to do everything with a single synthetic round brush for the boat and the figures. So the total brushes that I am using for this work are the big flat brush that we have used for the big washes, and a round synthetic brush uh, for the details. So both of these brushes are again from the stationery brand which I was mentioning, an Indian brand. But you can use any flat brush or any Hake brush for the initial washes, and you can use any round pointed round brush, a synthetic round brush for the details. You don't necessarily have to have this specific brand. You can use any decent brand. If you are specifically looking for to purchase this brand, you can use my discount code, which should probably give you around 10% discount. So I'm sharing that in the description below. Right. I think the boat looks believable, and I have suggested some reflection. And for the reflections, I have smudged with my fingers. Okay. I have initially applied some colors and I have smudged it with my fingers. Now we are working on the figures. I have suggested uh, a figure on the other side of the boat with this tiny. Uh, See, you may find it little difficult to do these tiny figures because it is little bit challenging. If you are not confident of making these tiny figures, you can draw it first and then paint it. Or you can also check out my previous videos. There are a lot of videos already available on my channel, on this channel, of how to make these tiny figures in different poses, etc. You may please check them out. Right. Now we have two figures done. If you are finding that it is useful, I mean, if you are liking this video, if you are finding it informative, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. You will get notified whenever I release new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions or comments, please do write them into the comment box below. I'll be more than happy to get back with my response as early as possible. If you think this video can help your artist friends, please share it to your artist friends so that they will also get benefited, and my video gets more reach, and the YouTube algorithm will work in my favor. So thank you for sharing this video with your artist friends. Okay, now I think we are pretty much done. I have met the basic objective. So the large brushworks, big shapes, and little bit of details. I have met my objective, and whatever I am doing now is little bit of enhancement using some splattering of colors. Okay, so some splattering of some dark colors. Right. Yeah, some touches, some finishing touches for the focal area, which is the boat and the figures. Some orange color, red color, and some white highlights. Okay. For the white highlights, I am using white Chinese white watercolors picked directly from the tube without any dilution, without diluting it, without adding water. And yeah, I think we are pretty much done with the details also. And we are, I think we are ready to sign it and declare it as done. So let me sign it and treat it as complete. Okay. So since I didn't put any tape around this, we may not get clear edges, so I'm putting a frame around the work so that we get clean white edges. And this is how it would probably look when it was, if it was mounted and then framed. So I think I'm happy with however it came out. The clouds, the kind of sharp and soft edges of the clouds. I mean, I liked it, and I think you could also do this kind of practice to improve your skills with big brushes, and you may get your scenes much more simplified than usual. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any questions or comments, please do write them into the comment box below. I'll be responding to you as early as possible. We'll soon see you with another interesting tutorial. Happy painting until then. Bye bye.